of Scarborough and environs.
We want to say good night to all those online looking on from their homes, from all the villages. Those in their homes, stand by. Get your TV on the right channel. We are coming live tonight from Scarborough, Mongrel, as we endorse the candidate for the upcoming Tobago House of Assembly election 2026.
So if for some reason you're a resident in this district and you're not here as yet, you still have some time to get up, get dressed, and get here.
Brothers and sisters, the delivery man is here. We have a great batch of speakers tonight. So stand by, relax, get your flags flying, your trumpet singing, your whistle blowing, and make sure and listen to the message tonight from the Honorable Chief Secretary. He will be here tonight, the Honorable Barney Chavez Augustine.
Warm it up, 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 warm it up.
We also have tonight.
You go learn, 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 you go learn.
Brothers and sisters, tonight we have a great batch of speakers coming. We also have to present to you tonight Ricky Jofield, who will bring home the seat for Diving Rim.
You go learn, you go learn.
And you're ready, raise your flag.
You go learn.
And you're ready, raise your flag.
After you hear Ricky Jofield tonight,
and you're ready, wanna show
there will be no more PNM in the house.
Raise your flag.
After 2026 Tobago House of Assembly election. After you're here, Ricky Jofield tonight.
PPP and you're ready, raise your flag. PPP and you're ready, raise your flag. PPP and you're ready, and you really wanna show it. PPP and you're ready, raise your flag.
You go learn, you go learn, you go learn.
Live action, right inside Harmony Hall Junction.
You respect
You
that.
still got some time.
You respect
to
that.
get up, get dressed, and get down here.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect that. You respect that.
See you in 2.5 minutes.
You go learn, you go learn, you go learn, you go learn, you go learn.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect that. You respect that.
You go learn,
Tobago has 60,000 strong, fly those blue flags high.
Patience.
TPP people! Yeah. Well, we are live right now, so we gotta get the program on. So, settle down a little, settle down. Take it down. Take it down a little. So we are about to get this program started. So as we start this program, you know we must honor our Lord and Savior.
So we have doing for us a prayer this evening, ladies, gentlemen, friends. Simone's Cruikshank in a unique way.
Glorious in majesty. Father, your name we praise. To you alone, our hallelujah we raise. You, O God, are the one who created us all. So unto you we bow, and upon your name we call, acknowledging your power, not just as Redeemer, but Protector, Sustainer, Heavenly Father, the God of forever. You are the one who created man, and you have given man the power of dominion to rule with wisdom. And today we have such a man who understands the plan. His name, Trevor Williamson James, who by way of representation, his execution of the mission is through the application of this godly wisdom. You see, the power of Jesus' name is above every other name. So with patience, determination, and resilience fueling his game, Trevor acknowledges his God-given abilities, and through strategic delivery with analytical capabilities, he transforms the people's resources productively, generating revenue for this economy. Scarborough, Mongrace is the place that he represents. So, Father God, into your hands I present to guide and order his steps. Dear God, this assiduous, meticulous, and industrious area rep, a man of wisdom and vision, the veteran Trevor Williamson James, dear God, Father, bless him and all your people gathered here today, I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful word. So as we continue tonight, brothers and sisters, those who are sitting, we ask you to stand that we can represent the national
Anthem. Wherever you are, posture with us. Thank you, thank you. Mongrace people. Sorry. Harmony Hall people. Sorry, now, let me change that. Mongrace people. TPP family. Brothers and sisters, Harmony Hall. We begin up the Rama back row.
And then we are for the Lennon crew coming all the way from Mason Hall, Moriah. Lennon crew.
Support and camaraderie. Support and camaraderie.
You respect that? You respect that? You respect that?
Brothers and sisters, tonight we want to set the protocol. We want to acknowledge tonight Chairman of the Tobago People's Party, Sister Ann Natasha II.
Political leader, the Honorable Farley Chavez Augustine.
Deputy political leaders, Dr. Faith Brebner.
We have the delivery man, Trevor James.
And Assemblyman Natisha Pantin.
All other members of the Executive Council, secretaries, deputy secretaries. I'm seeing the area representative for Goodwood Monk St. George, Megan Morrison. Let me hear it from Megan Morrison.
We want to recognize the members of Parliament for Tobago East and Tobago West, the Honorable
David Thomas,
and
better known as Tomo.
Oh yes, we want to recognize also MP for Tobago West,
Nazi
Joel Sampson. Brothers and sisters, tonight we want to recognize every candidate in this THA 2026 election that has made a decision to represent the anchor through representation. To every member, Brother Murray, of the Tobago People's Party, our die-hard and committed members. Tonight, wherever you're hearing us on the social media, mainstream media, all formats of media platform, we say good night and welcome. My name is Brother Lance Ogis.
And I am Brother Roland Murray, the farmer.
I'm a farmer too. I think, Brother Murray, you should host this program. You should host this program, Brother Murray.
Brother Ogis, you should host this
But Brother
program.
Murray, you the bigger farmer.
No, well, I'm training you.
Well,
So, take the stage.
Brother Murray, all of us full rank on me, boy. A real full rank on me. Brothers and sisters, I want to suggest together we host this program tonight.
So, together we aspire. Together
And we'll achieve. Welcome to Scarborough, Mount Grace, brothers and sisters. Make some noise!
we want to recognize the police officers who is controlling the traffic at the junction, because right now the junction is very busy, and we was made to understand there are thousands of people here right now. So we want to thank the police for keeping everything in line. Police officers, good night.
Good night to all the police officer friends and families. Anybody here? Anybody here believe in the blue wave?
So, brothers and sisters, let us go right into the program. We want to bring a man, a virgin in the politics.
A who, Brother Murray?
A virgin in the politics.
Mercy.
You respect that?
A political virgin.
Hey, action!
We have to bring a virgin to lick the red off this Tobago space. So
Brother,
we had us to choose a virgin, and this virgin in the political world is no other than
our brother coming and representing Darrell Springwim for the Tobago People Party. Our brother Ricky Josier.
So long I've been waiting for election. So long I've been waiting for voting in the polls, yeah. So long I've been longing for redemption, redemption, redemption. TPP as we pumping, TPP as we voting. Come bring out the friend and them. We voting on PLM. TPP as we pumping, as we pumping, as we pumping.
Good night, Scarborough, Mongrace. I'm in Mongrace, so good night, Mongrace. My name is Ricky Michael Jofield. I am your next representative because the seat already given to me. I am the next representative for Darrell Spring Wim. And I am here tonight to endorse my brother in arms, Mr. James. Trevor Williamson James. I stand here tonight humbled. I stand here tonight deeply motivated to take on this task. Because when I look at this crowd here tonight, what I see is hope. Hope in every one of y'all face. Because after the last 4 years, all you can have is hope that your future is bright under the administration, the party-led administration, the TPP-led administration. We are going to develop Tobago in the way Tobago is to be developed.
You respect that? You respect that?
Tonight, I want to speak to you as a candidate, and not just a candidate. I want to speak to you as a father. I want to speak to you as a son. I want to speak to you as a neighbor, because I'm right there from Wim. All the neighbor, right there. And I want to speak to you as a man who loves Tobago and who wants the best for Tobago. Even though my brothers just call me a virgin, a virgin in the political space, I am not a virgin in the Tobago space. I have worked all my life in the Tobago space, in both the private sector and the public sector. I have worked at country planning for almost 18 years, serving the people. And yes, we're getting back just now. I have also been an entrepreneur in many ventures throughout this island. Only facts, yes, the only facts. From writing with me, right? So, I have been a part of the private sector, which spans across construction, hospitality, culture, and entertainment. As I said before, I was also in the public service for over 18 years working in town country planning. And I have seen where Tobago, we are people with big dreams. We have big dreams for this island. And one thing I have learned over the years is that dreams without action becomes a nightmare of regrets. Tonight, I chose to support my brother, Trevor James. I endorse my brother, Trevor James. Because as you all call him, the man with the plan. The man with the plan. And you all know, at town and country planning, we just deal with plans. And I could tell you when a man knows about plans. And Trevor knows about those things. And I'm here to endorse Mr. Trevor James. So as I said, a dream without action becomes nightmares or regrets. It's just as in faith. Faith without action is dead. And when I watch at the Farley Chavez Augustine administration, TPP-led administration, what I see in all these candidates is action-packed people. All I see is action. We are here to put the action and bring those dreams to reality. Over the past few months, there was a question raised to me. Because as they said, I'm a virgin in the political space. So the question everybody asks me is, Ricky, you getting into politics? You getting into politics? As my sister said, I was born for this. I was born to serve. I was born to serve the people of Tobago. And I stand here tonight proud to be the candidate for Darrell Spring WIM and a member of the TPP. I stand loyal to stand behind my leadership, Mr. Falis Chavez Augustine, as we take Tobago forward. Forward ever, backward never. We shall rise. So, I want to give you all a story about the motivation that actually pushed me. So as I said, I'm involved in a lot of ventures throughout this island. And one of them is that I am one of the founders, owners, and band leaders of the big, bad, iconic mass band. So I'm here to talk to you all about Carnival. Over the years, ever since I've been out in the partying world, I used to like to party. You're hearing everybody saying after February Carnival, Tobago should have your own carnival, you know. Tobago should have your own carnival. I'm sure most of you see that. Tobago should have its own carnival. For years before the last 4 years, that is all you're hearing. What motivated me is that party-led TPP administration came into power. We were on the streets of Scarborough, jamming, representing, showing our culture, showing our creativity, creating employment, creating productivity for the people of Tobago. People came from far and wide to celebrate with us. We, the people of Tobago. And that, my people, is an administration that takes dreams and turns it into reality. And for that, I will always support this TPP administration. As I said, my name is Ricky Michael Jofield. I come from a long bloodline of people who were born to serve. My mother, Melva Jofield, a great woman from WIM. I grew up witnessing that woman serve people with her heart, with her love. She took care of people. She took care of families. She made it easy for people to approach her for help. That woman was born to serve. And that is in my blood. I was also born to serve. And I am here to serve the people of Tobago. And there is no turning back. But tonight is not about me. Or look at hear me talk in WIM. When I go home, or look at hear me out there. Tonight, I am here, as I said, to endorse my brother in arms. The man with the plan. Let me hear the man with the plan. Mr. Trevor Williamson James. I am proud to support you, my brother. I am proud to stand by you, my brother. I am proud to work with you, my brother. Because the TPP, in this TPP family, we are a people that will stand together. We will rise together. We will work together. And we will turn Tobago into the greatest little island on the planet. But we cannot do it alone. We cannot do it alone. We need the support of every one of you out there. And the first step to that support is, as the song says, go and dirty your finger. Go and dirty your finger on the 12th. Don't just come and stand up here. We need you all on the 12th of January to go and dirty your finger. People of Mount Grace, you all going and dirty your finger for Trevor James. Nobody else. No one else can stand up to Trevor James. No one else. This TPP administration is about the people of Tobago. As our slogan says, Tobago is we. And we are here for all of you. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. God bless. God bless Tobago. God bless Mount Grace. We shall rise.
Now we head for Ricky Joe Field, who will be bringing home that seat to make it 15-0. Now we head for Ricky Joe Field, who will be bringing home that win seat to make it 15-0 in Tobago. There will be no PNM after the 12th of January. Let me hear it again for Ricky Joe Field, who will make it 15-0.
Darrell Spring women in the house. Brothers and sisters, we are reminded that with all, in spite of the 1,005 and the climbing up this venue tonight, it is important on the 12th of January, brothers and sisters. As a matter of fact, I have an advisory from the Ministry of Health. Listen up, listen up. In order to get to the polls on time, it is acceptable that all hygienical protocols be engaged at 12 midnight on the 11th. In other words, you can bathe at 12 just before. It is acceptable. In your vehicles, you should have some mints, just in case there is some discomfort with the comforter, with the persons in your vehicle. It is not a time to be harsh, brothers and sisters. Hold on, the third one. Are you listening? That all windows on your vehicles are in working condition. So we're remembering it is important that we go out on the 12th and where you put in your eggs. Where you put in your eggs.
By the anchor wolves.
Where we going now, Brother Murray?
Brothers and sisters, we have one of our great lyrical speakers that we want to present to you tonight. He's a man in the sporting fraternity for the years. He has been teaching youths how to kick ball and how to kick out the PNM. I'm supposed to see him coming by the ringside. I'm supposed to see him coming by the ringside now.
You're talking about martial arts, Brother Murray? Is a martial artist?
No. The man is a football player.
Not a kickboxer?
No.
You respect that?
So, brothers and sisters, TPP family, let us welcome the one and only Wayne Was Clark.
Let us hear your TPP family.
Until the philosophy which old one race superior and another inferior is finally.
Brothers and sisters, a pleasant good night. Now let me get one thing clear before I start. I'm a bachelor that is haunting and walking. Political leader, Father Chavez Augustine. Deputy political leaders, Trevor Williamson James, Natisha Pantin, Dr. Faith Brebner. Colleagues, Megan Morrison, I thought it was a boots you gave me and it's a nice socks, you know. All TPP colleagues, all TPP family, good night. I wouldn't be long. I want to get through without horn. Men just kill themselves with too much horn.
You respect that. You respect that.
So tonight, brothers and sisters, we are all here for one reason. We are here to endorse Brother Trevor James. We are here to endorse the TPP victory. We are here to ensure that come the 13th of January, we're going to be singing 15 big ones. I asked the DJ specifically to play that tune tonight because these past 4 years has been nothing but war. And for us, it's very clear that to get anything for Tobago, at some point in time, it has to be war. All the things that we have achieved during that 4 years, it was war. And I'm telling you, with Trevor Williamson James, the war ain't easing up. I asked Trevor, yes, he gave me a kind of answer there. He says it's not 4 years, it's about 20 or much years he fighting the war. And it's a long, hard war. I said, Trevor, how long you intend to stay in this fight? Trevor says it's a long, hard war and he's not pulling out. He's staying in the war. But to get to a couple things tonight, brothers and sisters. As nice as this is, it's going to be nicer on the 13th. As nice as this is, we need each and every one of you to go out. Don't worry about the jersey, even though you don't get a jersey, go out. You didn't get a flag, go out. Trevor and I'll tell you, if you don't get here, shave your head and go out. But one thing we have to understand, we have to stay focused. And we have to remember what is important. And what is important is the 12th of January. What is even more important is how we take care of ourselves leading up to that time. We need everybody in one piece going to that polls. We need to be careful of the things we say. We need to be careful of how we treat each other. We have a good family unit here and we don't want to break it up for no petty foolishness. Listen, at the beginning of this journey, when we just got started in 2016, 2017, somewhere there, we didn't know nothing about 10 people vying to get in nothing. We used to have to go and look for people. But you know what? We look faithfully and people understood the assignment.
You respect that. You respect that.
And today, we ain't looking anymore. What we're looking to do is free Tobago from those red devils. That's what we're looking to do. They say lightning don't strike the same place twice, but I want to challenge that tonight. Because come the 12th of January, once again we're going to part that Red Sea and there's going to be no more. I stand here tonight to tell you that you have the best candidate in the race. Trevor James is definitely the best man for the job. I went by EBC the other day. I went by EBC when I watched Trevor performance. I went by EBC to change my address. But the man by EBC said, no, you have to vote for yourself. Trevor honestly gives us hope. And Trevor saying to every Tobagonian, it's okay to dream big. You look at the progress we made with Trevor at the wheels. Look at the Friendship Road. They do all kind of things. Sometimes you're frustrated every time you make one step forward. Some new thing come up. But when them studying all kind of things, I had one thing for them as Trevor James and the road complete. I'll give them Trevor. We go up to Mariah. We go up to Mariah. And with all them step and people that they use wheelbarrow and all kind of things to go, they say, we don't know what to do. I say, I know what to do. Trevor. I'll give them Trevor again. But that very night, and my wife tell me, well, I'm just speaking it into being. But we gonna cook tomorrow. And nearly said Trevor. I said, no Trevor. I ain't bringing Trevor in my house at all. But brothers and sisters, on a serious note, you have to ensure that each and every one of the TPP candidates are victorious. You have to ensure that you do your part, that you come out and vote. Because a lot of people wave all the flag, blow all the horn, blow the whistle, wear the t-shirt, and on the day you didn't get to the polls. I want each and every one of you to get to the polls. Do it early. Now the thing about Trevor, if you know Trevor does talk slow. Trevor does walk slow, but Trevor sure.
You respect that.
And because Trevor does move at his own pace, I want you to go out early. So by 12 o'clock, we could pack up with tent, go home and get ready to go in the Esplanade. We're going there on Trevor. Trevor is the man for the job. Our candidates, brothers and sisters, our candidates, I have no doubt that our candidates are the best on show. I have no doubt that our candidates has the right thoughts in the head. I have no doubt that our candidates, each and every one of them, is ready to wage war on the PNM, any part of the alphabet who stand in front of us. We're going to move them out and we're going to march to victory come the 12th of January. If you don't believe, stick around, and when you hear Trevor, you're going to make a believer out of you.
You respect that.
Our candidates, my brothers and sisters, you just hear Ricky Joe Field. Ricky went up very high tonight for a short man. Ricky let people wave flag. Ricky let you blow whistle. Ricky gonna make you proud come the 12th of January because Ricky gonna beat them. Ricky gonna beat them. Tonight, I watch wrong, and I tell you when I see Megan come there, I thought it was a boot she had on. But you know what? I understand why she dressing like that, because she gonna kick them out again. Come the 12th of January, Megan gonna kick them out. I come here tonight to do one thing, to tell you, do the one thing you have to do. Trevor, I have no doubt as to what the assignment is. You know when they're going on wage war, they just find all kind of name for the war. But tonight, the war tonight is Trevor war. The war tonight is for Trevor to reign victorious come the 12th of January. The war tonight is for Ricky to be victorious. The war tonight is for Megan to be victorious. The war tonight is for each and every one of you to ensure that your candidate is victorious. We have to understand that we're not letting up. We're not letting up, and we're not turning back. We are turning no pillar of salt. The only salt gonna be the only people that have salty taste in their mouth come the 12th of January. When 6 p.m. and they start counting the vote, they could take the salt and throw it at each other, because each of them gonna represent a big red losing crapo. They could throw the salt on themselves. This assembly, brothers and sisters, this assembly has been working for you over the past 4 years without a doubt. We are only come to talks and achievements. And when you watch at the things that we were able to achieve, I call that past 4 years we were under duress. I don't know if them people just walk and peep up under we women, what they went and dig up in Faith Panty Draw for. Leave the woman alone. Trevor Van have a big license sticker on it. They're still going home by the man looking to see if they see the sticker. But Trevor will show them a sticker on the 12th of January. It's going to be a big sticker mark, W-I-N, win. Because Trevor going to win them. Trevor going to beat them. Trevor going to destroy them. There is no other in this race like Trevor. Hannah, when you look from Charlottesville to Crown Point, you don't need to change your color. Just stay blue all over. Because come the 12th of January and beyond, every single thing in Tobago will be transformed into blue. When they're doing history, when you're doing history in the school, and they mention the color red, your children going to be able to stand up and say, they used to be. We, on a serious note, we have no choice now than to take the fight to them. If it's blood we smell, we're taking it to them. We have to finish them off. We are at a place where they're just on the foot of the hill. We just have to roll them down. We have to see the job through. We have to see the job through. And each and every one of you have a duty to perform on the 12th of January to ensure that this job is completed. And when that job is completed of getting rid of those on the other side, the job to take Tobago to new heights will just begin. We have to work, each and every one of us, to ensure that the Tobago dream materializes. We have to work, each and every one of us, to ensure that we have a future worth looking into. We have to ensure each and every one of us, that we could stand in our brothers' defense, that we could stand in each other's defense. We have to make sure that we have to hold each other up. Because this journey requires each and every one of us to put your shoulder to the wheel. I want to remind you that all developing countries, it wasn't easy. You have to find where you have and where you're good at and work hard to develop it. So when we're talking about Tobago becoming the greatest little island, we have to talk productivity. We have to talk going out and do the work. Because if we continue to pay you, we need you to continue to do the work. We have to work hard. Look through the Bible and tell me how much time you see the word easy. Yeah, I know easy on the road to success is hard work and more hard work. And Trevor Williamson James has been demonstrating hard work for the 4 years. We have to understand that the dream of a great Tobago cannot be easy. We have to understand that you cannot stand on the side. You cannot stand on the sideline and watch Tobago grow. You have to be part of the journey. You have to be part of the journey because you have a part to play too. Trevor is leading the way. All we have to do is follow.
You respect that?
Yes, you have to follow. Follow a good man. Follow a good woman. Follow a good virgin candidate. A virgin, that's it. Follow a virgin candidate. Because that virgin candidate has Tobago interests at heart. I could tell you without a doubt, all the years I've known Trevor, now and then you might see him a little, but he always disciplined when he tell you, no, tomorrow is work. Trevor is a serious man when coming to work. Sometimes if we go out to take a drink, I said, Trevor, me ain't come with no watch because me ain't watching no time tonight. He said, no, you could watch the sun in the day or you could watch the moon in the night and know the time. It's time to work. But when I asked him today, Trevor, what time we talking about? He said, now it's time to get up early, go down and put an end to the P&M. Trevor said that, and we had to go with that. As far as I am concerned tonight, we give you the best. We give you the best tonight. And I want you to accept the best. I want you to accept Trevor as your own because he is your own. And anybody who worked this hard for our people deserves to be lifted up. Trevor, you will be lifted up on the 12th of January, I assure you. Ricky, on the 12th of January, you will be lifted up. You will get the victory. Megan, on the 12th of January, keep the boots running because you're going to kick them out. And you're going to kick them out once and for all. Each and every candidate, just as each and every candidate has a responsibility when voted in to perform, your performance comes before. Your performance is what is going to ensure that they are voted in. And your performance is going to ensure that we work together to make Tobago that great little island that we has always dreamed about. In wrapping up, as I'm about to wrap up, it had two kind of people in this world. A kind that could always tell you what they're going to like to see happen. You know, since you're small, they say, we go like Tobago to get your own carnival. We go like Tobago to get a stage in the sea. We go like Tobago to get a road in the back of friendship. I said, well, just like Tobago to vote Trevor. You know that every single step along the way for this past 4 years didn't come without a challenge from the other side. Every single step. And I want you to remember that. You have to remember that when you're going to vote, to ensure that you keep them as far away from Tobago autonomy and Tobago's authority. Keep them as far away as possible. They don't belong in office. We need to get them out of office. Tobago, in this election, Tobago has to come out the winner. When the dust is settled and everything is clear and the noise stops, Tobago has to stand winning on the top. And I assure you that with Trevor in your corner, you are a winner. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep pushing on. We're going to keep fighting on. We're going to keep going forward because we have confidence that we're going to build that Tobago that we always dream about. I want you to believe. I want you to believe tonight. I want you to believe that you're on the right side. I want you to believe tonight that you are in the right audience. I want you to believe tonight that you are in the right company. You are in the best company you could be because you are in the company that said Tobago needs to win and Tobago needs to win now. We're not going to stop. We can't afford to stop now. We're not going to stop. We cannot stop now. We are at the verge of victory. Brothers and sisters, I can feel it. I can smell it. And I know it that we're going to be victorious. Come the 12th, we're going to be victorious. I have no doubt that if we go out and do the work, if we support each other, if we band together, victory will be ours. We will win. I don't care what side any of the candidates come from. All I know, on the 13th of January, we could look back and say, we beat them in the east. We beat them in the west. We beat them in the north. We beat them in Scarborough, Mongrace. We beat them in Wim. We beat them in Goodwood. We beat them in Mount St. George. We beat them in Crown Point. We beat them in Lambo. We beat them in Mason Hall. I know we could say, we beat them, we beat them, we beat them, brothers and sisters.
Harmony Hall Junction.
Now we are from the Mongrace crew. Now we are from the Leland crew.
Hot like a chula tonight.
Scarborough crew. Goodwood Mountain George. Ransom is Bayside.
Remember you're live in the Scarborough Mongrace Electoral District. In the heart of the district.
Yes, now we take in some.
Go ahead, Jabale.
From Jubilee.
Roll the drama. 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 Roll the drama.
DPP family.
Roll the drama. Roll the drama. Roll the drama. Roll the drama. Roll the drama.
This is some entertainment from the Jabali drummers.
Just in case you're hearing us on any of the social media, mainstream media, you're live at Harmony Hall Junction. And tonight we're here endorsing our candidate, Trevor Williamson James. Action! Action! Action!
Let me hear them come. Let me hear the
Action!
Let me hear the whistle. And I see the Lennon crew is here. The Lennon crew, ladies and gentlemen, has now arrived. The man who will take them, the only black-white man from Mason Hall, Moriah. He's here right now with us. No other than Ian Pollard Whitey. He's here with us.
This is how we do it, TPP style.
And this is not just a blue wave, you know. This is a tsunami. It's a tsunami in Scarborough, Mongrace tonight. Brothers and sisters, stand by. Stand by. We have the action man, the delivery man is coming in a bit. The delivery man is here. This is the man who was built in Dubai, in Tobago.
Remember, you're live at Harmony Hall Junction into the Tobago People's Party endorsement of the candidate, Trevor.
I tell you, the shortest highway in Trinidad and Tobago is Granny Gully. Brothers and sisters, TPP family, this man has made history in the world for building the shortest highway. When you go to Goodwood and you see Granny Gully, on the request of Megan Morrison, is the shortest highway in the world.
So if you reside in this electoral district, you still got some time to come down here and be part of this synergy.
This man has took down Mount Dillon Hill in Castara. And all over Tobago. When you talk about delivery, we have the man from Belgarden that resides in Signal Hill. The delivery man is coming to you tonight. The delivery man, the delivery man. Brothers and sisters,
and you're being fed some rhythm from the Jabali entertainers.
and you know he maintains his culture, his African culture. So the drummers is representing him tonight. The culture of this man. He loves his African brothers and sisters. The Jabari drummers is here to represent him tonight. Come on, Jamali brothers. Come on, Jamali, drummers. Now we hear it.
So the DJ will take it down as the drummers continue their rhythm.
We just want to hear the drummers tonight to represent the delivery man. As we present to you, we will present him to you in a little while. And we are looking for a standing ovation for this man. So all who are sitting, we are asking you to stand.
Jabali.
He's coming in a little while. The man who has built the shortest highway in history, Grandi Gully, Tobago, who here from country. On the request of Megan Morrison, he has went into the village of Goodwood and he has built the shortest highway anyone could ever see. He has taken down Mount Dillon Hill, where they say no road couldn't pass. He had taken it right down. Now we pick up the Lennon crew tonight. Lennon crew.
Remember, you live at Harmony Hall Junction. Today is Wednesday, 10th December 2026.
Rama crew.
And you're inside the Tobago People's Party endorsement of their candidate for the Scarborough Mount Grace Electoral District. This is how we do it, Tobago People's.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you all ready? Are you all ready?
Are you ready? Are you
all
ready?
Ready for the delivery man?
Are you ready? 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 Are you ready?
The delivery man is here. Brothers and sisters of the TPP, the Tobago People Party, are you ready for the delivery man? If you are ready for the delivery man, let me see your flag. Let me see your flag. Let me see your flag. Let me hear the trumpet. Let me hear the whistle.
Live at Harmony Hall Junction, Wednesday, 10 December 2025.
Take it down, Jamal, take it down. Take it down, we will have our next session for him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take it down. Brothers and sisters, we want to bring to you tonight a gentleman that has stood with the TPP under all pressure. And let me tell you something. We know the rain falling and people yard growing. If you want your yard to cut, well, let me bring a man who could get your yard cut tonight. This man is no other than Ian Whitey Pollard.
Whitey Pollard on site. TPP forward. Aye, no. Screening committee, you know fi know the truth. No time for weakness, no room for flukes. The pick is Pollard, the vibes is right. We need out of the north.
Good night, TPP family. I will be very brief. It would be remiss of me if I didn't come here to endorse my friend of 48 years. And I would like to say to the people of Mongrace, Scarborough, you have a great candidate, you have a great representative, and I know he will be voted back into office come Monday the 12th January. Now, Trevor is a man, as he said last night, we have been talking politics since we were 10 years old, 11 years old in school, but he's a man who delivers. You know why I could tell you that tonight? When I was in January 2021, when I was a representative from Mason Hall, Mongrace, the people at Google Patch, when rain fell, those who were inside had to stay inside, those who were outside had to stay outside. I brought Trevor there when it was 6-6. You know what happening now? The bridge, the rain could fall, bucket a drop. The people could come in or out. Only by Trevor Williamson James. I also took him to Bay Hill in Mariah. I said, Trevor, these 192 steps have to move. Could we move it? It took 5 minutes. He said, yeah, Pollard, we could do that. Consider it done. You know what happened? Cars driving and go to the top of the hill today. Last but not least, the people of Mongrace were clamoring about their football field and their nets for their cricket, at their cricket pitch. You know what is happening today? The best football field in Tobago is at Mongrace. And I would like to add that 98, or even not 198% of that funding to fix that field came from his pocket. So why will you want to give up someone like that? He has promised and he has delivered. And he will continue to deliver. I wouldn't even speak about the road down at Kong Point. I'm talking about this area. You have great representation in Mr. Trevor Williamson James, and I expect him to be voted in come Monday the 12th of January 2025. 26. So my brother, I know you will deliver, and all the other 14 candidates of the TPP will be victorious come Monday the 12th of January. I thank you.
The road, yeah, him run it strong. Whitey run the road, yeah, him run it strong. Mason and Mariah, that's where he belong. 1 time, 2 time, who know this.
Now we hear it for the Leonard Crew, boss.
We want some more.
Ian Whitey Pollard. Brothers and sisters, we're coming down in the crunch time now. So we got to take it down a little. We got to listen carefully, understand, and keep it in your brain. So brothers and sisters,
remember, brothers and sisters, in order for us to experience the final part of this victory, what you're doing on Monday, 12th January 2026, 6 a.m., 5:55 a.m. We must be at the polls. 5:55 a.m. We ain't waiting for 6. 5:55 a.m. We gave the instructions already. But Brother Murray, they're talking about this man, Trevor Williamson James. Where he from?
he originally from Zion Hill, Bell Garden.
You sure?
Right now, presently, he resides in Signal Hill, and he also is residing in Scarborough, Mongrace for the past 4 years.
Brother Murray, where you get your information from?
That's my close boy. That's my boy. All of his countrymen, you know. So I know.
Listen, I prefer somebody tell me that information. They may want to take no word of mouth from a farmer. You see them farmers? I prefer somebody else give me that information there, Brother Murray.
Well, bringing to give you that information, we have no other than
a sister who has been in the trenches with us. A sister by the name of Renata
Murray
Dionana.
Let me hear it for you, brothers and sisters.
TPP family, Scarborough and Grace family, all protocols observed. Grounded by family and deeply rooted in Christianity, Mr. Trevor Williamson James, early education at Belgarden Anglican School, Scarborough Secondary School, and Signal Hill Senior Comprehensive, laid the foundation for a career dedicated to project management, construction, infrastructure development. He went on to earn a Master of Science in Construction Project Management from Heriot-Watt University in Scotland. He is the husband of Mrs. Shara Corrington James, a retired principal known for her dedication to education, development, and student success. The father of 3 children, 2 are National Open Scholarship recipients, and his son is currently pursuing advanced level studies. Their family life reflects the same values Trevor brings into public service: discipline, aspiration, responsibility, and duty to serve others. His approach to representation mirrors his personal discipline: consult, plan, deliver, and ensure the community feels the impact. So as a representative for Scarborough Mount Grace, he demonstrated that leadership is measured not in speeches, but in results.
You respect that? You respect that?
Between 2022 and 2025, he delivered tangible improvements across our district, including retailing walls and road repairs at Grugu Patch, sidewalk construction and drainage upgrades in Mount Grace, Rockley Vale, and Abraham Trace. Upgrades to Mount Grace Plainfield and Calder Hall Hard Courts. Road resurfacing at Joe Field Trace, Hart Lane, Abraham Trace, and James Avenue. Continued community engagement and support to families, businesses, and youth-based organizations. Advancement of the Scarborough Port feasibility study, critical for economic renewal and mobility.
You respect that? You respect that? You respect that?
Trevor's political philosophy is grounded in one core belief: Tobago must have the power to shape its own future. Self-determination is not a slogan. It's a necessary step toward economic growth, social equity, and generational empowerment. He remains convicted that Tobagonians deserve constitutional clarity and legislative autonomy, fair financial allocations, control over land, investment, and development decisions. Government that reflects Tobago's priorities, not Trinidad's political convenience. His candidacy is built on a foundation of delivered work, principled leadership, and an unshakable belief in Tobago's right to determine its own destiny.
You respect that? You respect that?
Trevor Williamson James stands ready to continue this work of transforming Scarborough and Grace and advancing Tobago's development with honesty, expertise, and purpose. His journey from Belgarden to the forefront of Tobago's infrastructural transformation demonstrates a life committed to service driven by results. As he offers himself once again to the people of Scarborough and Grace, Mr. James does so with humility, proven performance, and a clear vision. A stronger Scarborough, a stronger Mount Grace, a more empowered Tobago, a future we build for ourselves as we make Tobago the greatest little island on the planet. So help me welcome the Tobago's people candidate for Scarborough and Grace, Mr. Trevor Williamson James.
Come, let me wait for him. Let me wait for the delivery man as he comes to the stage tonight.
Trevor James, run the track.
Let us hear
Yes, it's a Trevor time. I'm on where belong planning my way.
for the delivery man. The delivery man is here, brothers and sisters. Let me wait for him. Let me wait for the delivery man, Trevor Williamson James, as he enters to deliver to you once again. This is the man himself. He's here right now. Trevor Williamson James, the delivery man, is here.
Live at Harmony on
The man who has delivered. He has delivered throughout Tobago and will continue to deliver for the next 4 years to come. Brothers and sisters, the man himself, Scarborough and Grace,
inside
Harmony Hall,
live tonight.
Rabbit School,
Feel the synergy.
for the one and only. He's here, he's here, he's here. Brothers and sisters, we present to you tonight Trevor Williamson James, better known as the delivery man.
From friendship highway, the future look divine against them colonial philosophy. Instant strong forward now, Trevor James, where we truly belong. See the man, Trevor James, no time to stop and steer. Them top big, but James have below the infrastructure there. Them did promise road, but them deliver pure dust. We get the highway now. In Trevor we trust. Friendship highway, look at the concrete roof. Ease up the traffic jam right from the roof. The plan them produce it here, Scarborough nice and neat. A serious candidate, him can't get the fit up plan him got. Highway ready, city bright.
TPP people. Scarborough Mount Grace people. Well, after all the endorsement, I don't know what to say. The people have said it all. Listen, listen. Wayne Wass Clark has risen in the 4 years as one of the best motivational speakers of the TPP.
You respect that?
There is none better. Listen,
sometimes you have to sit almost mesmerized at the way Wayne could just go on and Lambo Lowlands. Make no mistake. Last election, he won by 100 and something. This time around, 500. My adjacent comrade from Darrell Spring, Wim, from the Reed blood like myself. I've never heard him speak before, but he came tonight and spoke as though he belonged. And I am sorry to say that Kelvin 2 votes that they give him, gone. Gone. Brother Pollard in the north, well, we know that he winning by 1,000. So let me start by saying, recognizing the political leader of the TPP, Mr. Augustine. I think that this time we've outdone ourselves with our candidate choices, and we are sure that the PNM will be no more. Deputy political leaders, Dr. Brebner, Mrs. Natisha Pantin, chairman of the party, who lives right up the hill, Ms. Natisha Ann Second, members of the Executive Council, former candidates, assemblymen, secretaries, the people of Scarborough, Mount Grace Flats, Harmony Hall, Cinnamon Hill, Government House Road, Old Road, Phase 2, Calder Hall Road, Logwood Park, Darrell Springs, Sergeant Kane. Good night. Tonight is your night. Tonight is our night. And come January the 12th, we must crush the parts of the flower because they are soft and not hard. They are weak and not strong. They are fragile, and we will signal to the people. Just as in Roxborough, you can't bring a Momo to fight a fighter. You can't bring a non-entity to fight a deliverer. Now, I know the vibe's nice tonight, you know, and we want to hear all the punchlines. So we could make some noise, the thing getting warm, Christmas coming. But we have to mix this euphoria that we're feeling with action. We have to understand in Tobago that it is not all about niceness. Moving this island forward is about serious thought, serious action, serious planning, and the ability to deliver on those plans. An area representative has to demonstrate some guiding philosophy that would ensure district, but delivery for the Tobago nation. An area representative has to ensure that they can firstly present the plans that would add value to the life of the people in the district that you wish to serve, and value to the life of the Tobago nation. And most of all, an area representative must demonstrate an ability to deliver on the goals that are constant and significant to the key project that is Tobago. That is why our slogan is Tobago is we. The Tobago project, from Bigat to APT to Robinson to Hochoy Charles, and we had to skip out a number of years, and I will tell you why later, to Fali Chavez Agustin. The Tobago project is about autonomy for the people of Tobago and the Tobago nation. One of my all-time favorite leaders of the world said, when you don't know your history, you think in the short term. Critical, you know. When you don't know your history, you think in the short term. But when you know your history, you begin to think, you begin to plan for a longer term, for a 50-year cycle. We begin to understand that it takes a certain mindset and a certain series of actions to move this island forward. And we begin to understand, once you understand the philosophy, because the philosophy is important, that after 40 years of the TA, needs now to be a time when we need to jump. We don't need to walk anymore. We've lost a significant period of time. And we need to jump. We need to jump into the future. We need to jump, as Steve Harvey used to say, immediately. And we need to understand that 21 years, we have not moved. And for the last years, today, exactly 4 years that I was sworn in, that Tobago on the dot, Tobago saw the beginning of the future. May you welcome the political leader of the TPP, Mr. Augustine. I want to say that I think he come early tonight, or the meeting late. So, the guiding philosophy over the last years, my guiding philosophy, and in some ways the guiding philosophy of the party, was ensuring that we decided on a series of actions and projects that foster long-term social growth, long-term economic growth, long-term environmental growth, and long-term political growth. Those are the 4 principles of development. And you cannot, I want to say this slowly for Tobagonians to understand, you cannot develop a Tobago if we focus on small things. We cannot develop a Tobago. We cannot inspire the next generation if we focus on small things. We came to office saying, let me fix this. And after, between 2020 and 2021, the last administration committed, I can't say they spent it, they committed close to $1 billion in expenditure in a year and a half. And when we come to office, we still had to fix drain, we still had to fix road, we still had to fix playing field, we still had to repair community center, and all of those are the small things. And even in the small things, they could not deliver. You ask yourself where the money went. Now the contractors carrying us to court to get paid. It is appreciating that idea of patching holes and fixing retaining wall and fixing the road and cutting the road that people complain about. Those things do not move a country. And I want people to keep in mind that we can only achieve the Tobago Nation project if we focus ourselves on the big things. What we have seen in Tobago is akin to the man who is, I think I gave an example and maybe I'll repeat it. Is akin to the man who plans to buy a car, who has the dream of buying a car and starts by buying the deck and the rim and so on and placing it down. And selling Tobago that down the road sometime, you're going to get that car. Development does not work like that. Doesn't. And we are about true development. So that is the philosophy. So I don't want people to judge me because their pothole will get fixed. We will never finish fixing potholes. We have been fixing potholes from January 2022 to now. That's what we've been doing. We started patching and paving potholes since January 2022. And we still can't get to the end. And that mainly is because the last administration in Port of Spain took a decision to weaponize almost every state agency against the TPP. When we came to office in the division, we found out that WASA had an MOU with the division where the division was able to draw down on a $5 million budget to repair potholes that WASA caused. We came to office and they took all that away. Today, WASA is the major culprit for all the holes that you see. And we hope that our friends in Port of Spain, I'm calling them friends for now, understand that while they have had several projects in Trinidad to change out pipelines, old and aging pipelines, we've had not one project in Tobago. So that WASA can fix a leak here today, and because that part of the line becomes stronger and can take greater pressure, the line bursts 10 feet away. And there is absolutely a need for a project a line replacement project in Tobago. We have other needs. I remember, I want to stick with Wassa for just a bit. I remember in 2012, there was a project to desilt Hillsborough Dam. Because even back then, the water shortage that we now have was clear. And it took from 2012 to maybe 2019 before the project could be scaled down and partly executed. And so the limitations that come from Port of Spain, to me, are willful, and a willful attempt, as the showers of blessing ride in, a willful attempt to ensure that Tobago does not move. And I have made the point elsewhere that we have to develop this island for ourselves. We've sat down for years and see governments in Trinidad promise they're going to do this, promise they're going to do that, and never deliver. So as a TPP administration, we understand and appreciate that Tobago is we, and only we will fix Tobago. Nobody ain't coming to fix nothing for you. So when you go out and you vote for the TPP knowing that is only the indigenous TPP that can fix Tobago, and we're not turning back for nothing or no one. As a representative, I want to say that I have delivered. I am a student of history, and I look back at what the former Chief Secretary did, and what I have found is that the philosophy of those on that side, where Tobago is concerned, is to deliver things for you that ensures that you can't grow out of it after. And so, the major achievement of the Chief Secretary, former Mr. London, my good friend, was to build 2 schools on Calder Hall Main Road. 2 schools, bringing into that area upwards of 1,000 children per day, not counting staff. And those 2 schools, if you look at the land, have significant land acreage behind the schools. And not having even the foresight, or willfully not having the foresight, to create another lane. The same thing we had to do in Canby is what we have to do now. Because when morning comes, you can't pass there because of willful short sight. And I'm saying willful because I think Mr. London is a bright fella. Willful short-sightedness to ensure that you cannot grow in Tobago. The same thing they have done with the airport. Place the airport at a location where the airport cannot develop. Adjacent to a major thoroughfare, cannot develop if perchance, when perchance, we can secure more and more people coming to the island. But it just makes the example that you cannot trust. You cannot trust them. That is why I want you to say, we have an anchor. Steadfast and sure when the billows roll. grounded firm and deep in Tobago's soul. So we have delivered in the TPP. Mongrace playing field in the district. We have delivered Grugo Patch Bridge. We have delivered hard courts in Calder Hall. I know the Calder Hall people are a little peeved with me. We have delivered a retaining wall to protect the Calder Hall field because the one that they built fell down with one set of rain. We have delivered the Abraham Trace drainage mitigation system, left for flooding for years. We have delivered improvements to James Avenue. We have delivered the largest ever vision for Scarborough. And try as we could to get this fella from Masonol to finally become Tobagonian. Try as we could. The man will not budge. And he get all his minions in Tobago to follow his rhetoric. Nothing for Tobago unless it's paying him. But we have survived 4 years. We have survived attacks of all kinds. We have survived white shirts and police raid. We have survived fake voice notes. Everything they threw at us. And today, 4 years to the dot later, we are standing preeminent, predominant. We are standing tall. And the people of Scarborough, Mongrace, come January 12th, will do the right thing and vote for the TPP, knowing that it's only through the TPP that Tobago can move. Yes. I forgot that name last night in Masonol. If your name Rowley, come out and vote.
You respect that?
I forget a big family name. Thank you. But you have to. After he meeting bus, he now must be realized, oh gosh, boy, I had to go blue. Political growth. This is the area of development that we are most concerned about. 21 years, typical of those on the other side. They give you something, they block you next side. They promise you something, they take it away next side. And so they boast. In the last 4 years, they try to claim that the autonomy struggle was a PNM struggle. You could imagine the audacity of these people. They try to come and claim. The facts are that they took they took 16 years in office to give us a half-decent bill, knowing that Keith and Patrick in Trinidad will never approve it. And true to form, they send the bill down to the Parliament and the Cabinet, and just as in 1978, 79, 80, they come back with a whole watered-down thing and tell you in Tobago, take that or you're getting nothing. And we say to that, no. And when they come to your house here in Scarborough, Mongrace, And wherever you are, when they come, tell them, no, we're not going back. No, we're going forward. No, we're ready to jump.
We respect that. We respect that.
When, like I said, the philosophy is understanding the history. When, in the lead up to the 1986 election, 1984, 1985, Erica died and they realized, boy, this thing looking sticky. ANR and ONR and ULF join up and create this big party. They say this thing looking sticky. Let us ensure that we could lock down Tobago. And you know what they did? They went to the UN in 1985 and said, Trinidad and Tobago is an archipelagic state, as if Tobago is part of the Trinidad archipelago, to ensure that it will become so difficult for us to extricate ourselves. That's what they did. They promised, they gave us responsibility for 6 nautical miles from our shoreline. They come back in 2018, 2020, and said, no miles for you. That is the PNM. While they give us these 6 miles to lock Tobago away from our marine space, they go to Parliament and pass an update to the Port Authority Bill, giving the port, telling us in the THA Act that you have responsibility for ports, and giving the Port Authority in Trinidad ownership of half a mile out in the sea from Crooks River, half a mile to the west from Crooks River, and create that act and say all of that belong to Trinidad, to ensure that it will be difficult for us to import and to export unless we ask them. All of that to ensure that we can build a cruise terminal. But I want to say, I see my good friend from Charlottesville, another Tobago East person, in the Middle East, looking for money, presenting the biggest plan that they could present in Trinidad, planning to transform Trinidad into a tourism state. That's great. At the same time, refusing to give us a sovereign guarantee for a little project in Tobago. I want to say to my good friend and Minister of Works to advise your cabinet that as a Tobagonian, you will not be like Rowley, and you will do all in your power to ensure that the THA has the wherewithal to build out the city of Scarborough and the port of Scarborough. And even if the rest of the cabinet say no, at least we will know, Minister John, that you have stood and will be standing with the people of your birthplace where you have a birthright. I want to give an update. This is the part of the meeting where the thing must get serious. I want to give an update on the Scarborough redevelopment project. We, just as the Friendship Road, I ain't going to talk about that because so much of people say, no, the road is the best thing since sliced bread. How they nearly kill me down there, and we stand up firm as TPP, whether they carry it to court, whether they do what they want. We decided that we're going forward, and unfortunately, I had to take the brunt because the chief said, Trevor, for go under the bus, take one for the team. And so, I ain't gonna talk about the road because the road speaks for itself. It is the example that
It is the example that Tobago must build for itself the infrastructure that we need. And if they give us $1, if they give us lime, we must find a way to transform that dollar into $1 million. We must find a way to make chocolate cake from lime. And we must find a way to bring non-government money into Tobago so we could do this thing ourselves.
You respect that? You respect that?
So we are on the verge of signing a letter of award for the Scarborough Development Project. And I'm told we need one more approval from the Executive Council to get that done. And it is my wish that that will be done before 2025. Calendar 2025 comes to an end. So in the next 4 years, as we look to the future, in the next 4 years, what can you expect from the TPP? If you're in Scarborough, Mount Grace, you can expect unmatched employment. Because once the port starts, we would have the opportunity not only to have employment for laborers and craftsmen and so on, but we have the opportunity to build up a new class of contractors. Contractors that work on the water edge, contractors that understand coastal protection and revetment, and we have the opportunity to ensure that we finally move into that marine construction space. That is critical for us. So register all your company with the OPR. Don't wait and come and say, James, you ain't giving me no work. They work out there and the work come in. We are going to build the first road infrastructure project in Tobago that will incorporate an overpass. And I wish the technical guys could have put it up on the screen, but I am told that if you're on the live, you should be seeing it online. We have come up at the division, thanks to the engineers there, and with the assistance of Dr. Boris, who was there at the time. We have come up with a road network that will solve the traffic problem that we envision will happen once we have cruise ships and temporary population coming into Scarborough. We already have traffic jam that we're not accustomed to. A woman told me tonight that she spent half an hour from Billbrong to here, and she was so upset. So, because we are development planners, we're not planning to build a school for the school's sake. We're planning the infrastructure that is required because we understand the growth that will take place in the future. And so we are going to go over Sangsters Hill with an overpass and circle around back to go east or west. And I can promise you that once the Chief Secretary gives me the correct division, that will be done.
You respect that?
In Scarborough, Mount Grace, we are going to build a pavilion at Calder Hall, Eric Hovell playing field. And if you're online and you're from Scarborough and you're a little peeved because Mount Gracefield get upgraded, and them boys, when they score a goal, now could slide on their knees across the turf, and you can't do that in Calder Hall. That if sun shining too hot, you could go under the open stands that we just built in Tobago and get protected. In the next 4 years, you would have in Calder Hall a pavilion that has been long overdue. Because we recognize that Calder Hall playing field is the premier training ground in what I call Central Tobago, in the city of Scarborough. And we still have girls' team changing their clothes in public and all kind of madness because of the short-sightedness of the past. But that will change. We will build out, and I could only go with a few projects because of time. We will build out a centralized motor vehicle authority in Goldsboro with all the facilities that would ensure that there will be no need for class 5 and class 7 drivers to go to Trinidad to get a license. To ensure that we take the responsibility enshrined in the THA Act today to ensure that low boys and so on will be licensed here, and we will develop our own transportation board to give ourselves the authority to license vehicles. Because that's what the Act determines. And we are going to do it for the fishermen who are to go to Trinidad now for their license. We are going to centralize the approval agency, town and country planning, the EMA, fire service, WASA, into one unit, so that when you submit your plans, everybody, including the Division of Infrastructure, that has to give approval, staff from those external agencies, WASA and TNTEC and Fire Service and Works and so on, will have someone second into that unit, that your approval process could be done in a matter of weeks. Because that is what we need. We can no longer wait months and years for approval. We have to be ready to jump. We ain't walking into a new Tobago. We have, this will be my final point, we have sat back in Tobago and we're running from a little rain, that rain blowing over. Behave all yourself, that rain blowing over. We have sat back in Tobago and we have tried our best to pursue this autonomy question, and we have gone back and forth, giving us a little bit here, a little bit there. And up to today, since APT and so on, up to today, Tobago has not had a chance to say to the world, this is what we want. And we want to be able to give ourselves that opportunity. We, as part of the diaspora, and as the world becomes one and smaller, as African and African countries are now understanding that no grant money from UNAID, no grant money from France, no grant money from the European Union, no grant money from America going to move their countries. We have to learn just as the boys in the Sahel have begun to teach us, that we have to take this thing ourselves and we have to build this island ourselves if we are to get to the place where we dream, where we have put out a plan to achieve this goal of being the greatest little island on the planet. It's not going to come. It is not going to come without sacrifice. It is not going to come on morning work. It is going to come when we all decide, all of us, every one of us decide that we are going to give 150%, whatever it takes, wherever we are. Whatever profession that we are in, Tobago is we, and we are Tobago, and we, Tobagonians present in Tobago, Tobagonians present in Trinidad, including my friend Jolene, Tobagonian present up the islands, Tobagonian present in the US, in Europe, and England. We have to come together and we have to build this thing ourselves. So let's decide tonight that we're beating them in the north. We're beating them in Speyside. We're beating them in Dallaford. We're beating them in Roxborough, Belgarden, Goodwood, Mount St. George. We're beating them in Bacalet and Bagatelle. We're beating them in Mason Hall North, Mason Hall South. We're beating them for sure in Scarborough, Mount Grace, Darrell Spring. We're beating them in the Joefield Clan in Wim. We're beating them in Lambeau, Lowlands. We're beating them in Boko, in Canby, and Mount Pleasant, and Canaan. And we will finally have the opportunity in Tobago to ensure that only Tobago-based parties must be involved in Tobago business.
You respect that.
And we must get rid of them from the 13th of January forever. TPP, forward ever, backward never.
Let me hear for the man again. Let me hear for the delivery man.
Big up the candidate.
Trevor James.
Run the track. Trevor time. Yes, it's a Trevor time. I'm on the love planning always forward in time.
Let's hear it, brothers and sisters.
Trevor James this time.
For
Across the finish line.
Trevor Williamson James.
True TPP style.
Tonight. We have the candidate for Signal Hill Patience Hill. We have Tate in the audience tonight. Brothers and sisters, we are about to bring the man who has not threatened, but who have told of in London couple years ago that he will be coming for his job.
But I hear is a man who does also tell you when you're out of line what kind of business to mind.
Brothers and sisters, let us bring it short tonight. Let us wave our flags, blow our trumpets.
A leader,
blow our whistles,
an inspirator,
let us welcome
a visionary,
the honorable. We want to hear something more than that. We bring in the man who is going to make Tobago the greatest little island on the planet, the honorable Valley. Chavez, a good kid.
A week but I'm holding on in order to stay around in a life therapy imbalance. For it is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance. Playing strong cause I realize the price little one must pay to keep the big one in paradise. This torment and misery all day. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man, strong man, strong man, strong man.
Tobago, good night. Mount Grace, good night. Scarborough, good night. Harmony Hall, good night. Kola Hall, good night. Thank you very much. Thank you for your warm welcome. You know, I came here tonight from Castara, and everywhere I go around the island, everything just blue. It ain't no other color. And earlier today, an elderly lady said to me, she said, you see with all of this rain, the Belizean, they're not even shooting out our little flowers. Who said Belize are dead? They know that Belize is dead right now.
You respect that?
I want to acknowledge the presence of the chairman of the party, Miss Ann Natasha II, and all other executive members. I want to commend those who spoke before me. We had Mr. Ricky Jofield giving his maiden presentation. Excellent presentation earlier this evening.
You respect that? You respect that?
And we will be in your area, we'll be in the WIM area sometime next week. And I want to say to Mr. Jofield that what your mother could not have done, you will do it, and you will achieve it in this election.
You respect that?
We also heard from our firebrand, Wayne Wasp Clark. I think for some of these meetings, I could dress back and let Wasp anchor the meetings for us.
You respect that?
And we have to acknowledge the growth, the political growth of Mr. Clark. And then the posse came out from, they're now calling it Moriah North. Masonal North Moriah. Masonal North Moriah tonight. And we heard from Whitey. And then finally we heard the big plans, the big vision, the big dream for Tobago from your area representative, who will continue to be your area representative in the person of Trevor James.
You respect that?
Tonight, I like the vibes of the meeting. I like the vibes of the meeting. All the working and vuvuzela as well. You know, as I was coming on from Castara earlier tonight, and I was trying to reflect on Tobago's aspirations, what we hope to achieve, I couldn't help but think of a scriptural reference with Gideon. Now, Gideon started off with thousands, and then God told Gideon, your number too much. Until Gideon boiled down to 300. And my mind went to that story because Tobago is not a nation of millions. We are not a large society. Our population is not big as some other territories. The economy of scale here on the island is relatively small. 60,000. And his wife, for example, sometimes we can't get two of the same types of businesses occurring in the same place and they both are successful. And as leader of this island, over the last 4 years, and for the perceivable future, one of the thoughts must be, how are we going to build out an island, build out an economy, build out our development with such a small population? And then God reminded me that strength is not in numbers. It's not about how large the island is, but it's about how big our dreams and hopes are and having the right leaders to take the vision forward and to see the vision materialize.
You respect that. You respect that.
And it's why for the last, for 21 years prior to our 4 years in office, Tobagonians have asked, what is the legacy? What you did for those 21 years? And if we look at those 21 years prior, the single largest economic investment was really the Shaw Park complex, which is a $1 billion building. And if we look at that building, thank God we're in office, it's using now more than ever before. But that will never generate economic activity to drive the island's development, although that cost us $1 billion. Look at Milshove and how much we're spending on it. And that's why the first thing you need to understand, Tobago, in this election is that you have to vote for leadership and vote for people who could ensure the Tobago dream materializes and that we stop hallucinating about a great Tobago and that we actually work on building out a Tobago that we can all be proud of, that your children can be proud to inherit, that will rival the best of the best in the world.
You respect that. You respect that.
Tonight, I want to focus on our economic growth and development. And for us in Tobago, we have been using an economy that is essentially based on subsidies, based on whatever money we get from the National Treasury. And let me be clear, Tobago deserves to get every cent and more from the National Treasury because we are contributors to the national purse. And when they're drilling for natural gas in Tobago waters, nobody just come and ask for permission. They just go and drill it, make millions, billions off of it. So we are deserving of a fair share. But the Tobago we must build out must be a Tobago where we could paddle our own canoe. Where whether the money come late or it come on time, we have sufficient to drive our economic fortunes. And that we're not cup in hand begging or making noise every Monday morning to ensure we get our monies quarterly, on block, and in advance. That's what we need to get towards. How do we build that out? How do we build out our economic fortunes? And for us in Tobago, our first and natural competitive advantage is tourism. And to be fair, I have heard so much criticism of our Secretary for Tourism. And I've had to ask myself, if those same people criticizing ever positioned Tobago in a place where we could take advantage of our natural competitive advantage in tourism. Poor Secretary Boris had to fight up using peanuts to turn around our economic fortunes and the tourism sector in Tobago. Tobago, what we get on average to run our entire tourism operations, at best, might come up to between 6 and 9 million US dollars. The entire thing. You look at Barbados next door, they're spending about 40 million US just to market the island. That is not paying staff. That is not to pay for office building, to pay rent. That is not to pay airlines. That is just marketing. Tobago don't even see quarter of that, and we must compete. But to fix our tourism problem, we have to appreciate that all of us are part and parcel of the solution. And I know the rain will come down, so wherever you are, just stand out of the rain and we'll catch the flu. I know we have real good health care, and you'll get fixed up properly. And somebody says, Secretary James will ensure you get 2 days home. Make sure you walk with a sick paper. That's not Mr. James. That is you and the administrator. Yes, but we have to appreciate that to fix our tourism product, it calls for investment, and it calls for every single one of us to be part and parcel of the solution. So what does that look like? That's why over the last 4 years, we embarked on a mission to train and retool 5,000 Tobagonians in customer service. Because with all the millions spending to bring people to our shores, all we need is one visitor with a bad experience, and it will erase and erode all of that investment. And so we spent time actually retraining our people using THCI, retraining them in customer service. And if it is you and I want to ensure that tourism thrives on this island, we have to ensure that we are kind to our visitors. Customer service counts. That's where it starts. And that is not government. That is not a secretary. But that is you and me. That is the man who runs in the parlor. That is the man who runs in the bar up the road. That is the man who runs in the restaurant. That is the man who runs in the boat tours. Customer service. The people who sell in the art and craft. And so we have to first and foremost invest in tourism infrastructure, social infrastructure, which speaks to how we treat each other and treat our visitors. We also have to invest in our physical infrastructure. And that is where Secretary James comes in. Because investing in our physical infrastructure, it means that we have to spend some money in places we never spent money in before. And I want us to do the comparison tonight. And I want you to make some noise if you agree with me. This administration built more kilometers of brand new roads than any previous Tobago House of Assembly administration. And I watch out those who were in office talk every single project. When we were building that new road by Scarborough RC and to connect those interior roads to Dutch Fort, they talk it every Monday morning. One time, AMA and Tonga Country Planning wrote me, and I just write them back and say, mind your business, we will build the road.
You respect that. You respect that.
And I saw that in under 40 days, in literally a month, we built 2 bridges and built 2 sets of roads to connect those interior parts in Scarborough. The road through Friendship, we didn't just build that because we want to build it. We built it because that is a critical piece of infrastructure to connect us to the new airport and to develop other infrastructure that are tourism related. Because we now have the estate in Friendship. And of course, in that area, we're looking at marinas. We're looking at the water park. We're looking at motorsport. We already designated land for motorsport. We designate land for the mega farming project. We designate land for hotel development. In other words, in that same area around the airport, with the lovely beach going all the way from Cano Bay down to Kilgwin, we are preparing to develop a nice new hub for tourism, which will take some of the pressures off of Pigeon Point and Store Bay, and will allow us to do the necessary works on Store Bay and to develop Store Bay into a world-class beach facility while providing alternatives. That is how we plan for tourism. And I'm sure most of you here, you're tired visiting other Caribbean islands. You're seeing nice things. You see port with 5 and 6 and 7 ships in it. And our inter-island ferry can sail one cruise ship in harbor. Why? Why? This is 2025. And ask yourself, after 45 years of there being a Tobago House of Assembly, after the bar taught the duck pond that Mr. Robinson dredged and built in Scarborough, they didn't put a single cent into really developing the port of Scarborough. And to this day, we are still in a situation where we can't compete. It cannot be that when your children and grandchildren go to Port of Spain, they're straining their neck looking up in the sky because everything looks fancy. And for us in Tobago, we're still struggling. That cannot remain so. And I'm telling you, Tobago, tonight, that if we are to fix that problem and build out tourism infrastructure, we have to say to hell with EMA, to hell with Tonga Country Planning, to hell with WASA, to hell with Tiantec, to hell with all the state agencies that bring disruption, and build what the hell we have to build to ensure that Tobago looks like a developed society. We have to build what we have to build. And no state agency will stop us from developing this island called Tobago. What is it? What do you think? The only thing we're good for is to dance barefoot for heritage? We deserve more than that. We are better than that. We are more talented than that. And our island deserves development like any other island.
You respect that? You respect that?
And so in the last 4 years, we started the feasibility studies for the port in Scarborough. We did public consultations. We started doing some modeling for what the port should look like. We did some testing and mapping of the seabeds. In other words, we are preparing to build a brand new port. And the Port Authority and no other agency will stop us from building a proper and decent cruise ship port in Scarborough. It must be built.
You respect that?
We also have to look at marina development, and I want you to listen to me carefully. Tobago has as a natural advantage marina as a potential earner for the island. Tobago exists for the most part outside of the hurricane belt. When vessels, when yachts, when mega yachts have to dock in Grenada and Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean and the northern part of the Caribbean during the hurricane season, they are required to pay a lot more on insurance during the hurricane season. But if they get to dock in Tobago, the insurance is less. That makes a beautiful competitive advantage for Tobago when it comes to tourism infrastructure. And so, we have to go out to tender and attract the best investors to build a marina. The THA itself does not need to build a marina. The THA does not need to use public funds to build a marina. That is something for the private sector. And the THA's job is to ensure we manage any public fallout and we protect the interests and rights of Tobagonians. But we have to go out and attract investors to build the best marina in the entire Caribbean in Tobago. Because we have safe harbors to it, we are outside the hurricane belt, and such a tourism infrastructure will bring rewards for the island. So imagine for a moment with me, imagine the old airport now becoming the place where private jets can land. And then in under 5 minutes, you are on that beautiful new road through Friendship. And in under 5 minutes, you have the marina with mega yachts docked. You have motorsport happening, because this must become the Monaco of the Caribbean, of Latin America. You have the water park. You have hotels. You have the entertainment industry going. You have some controlled technology-driven farming happening in the area. So you have farm-to-table experience. In other words, we're not just talking the thing, but we are planning it. We're doing the feasibility studies, and we are building in a systematic way so that we can have the right tourism infrastructure, so that Tobagonians could walk with their heads high and feel proud that our island is just as good as any and better than many.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect that. You respect that.
I need you to ask yourselves, and ask them when they come to canvas, how come for 21 years they never thought about a marina for Tobago? How come for 21 years they never thought about improving the cruise ship ports, both at Scarborough and Charlottesville, and possibly considering one on the north where Palatavere area is? How come for 21 years that they couldn't build a road through Friendship? How come for 21 years they couldn't sit down and attempt to train 5,000 Tobagonians in customer service? Clearly, they had no interest in developing the people and the island of Tobago. But this party has an interest in seeing a Tobago that is much more developed than the one we have now.
We respect that. We respect that.
And I want to say this to you. You know, we have just been here 4 days. Today is the 10th of December. Today is actually the anniversary for which people like Secretary James became a secretary. I became chief secretary on the 9th of December 2021. 4 years to the date. And we have people who expect that in 4 years, we would have gotten done what they could not do in 21 years. That could never be a fair comparison. But I want to assure you tonight that the tourism infrastructure that couldn't be built in the first 4 years will be built or started in our second 4 years, because we spent the first 4 years doing the necessary groundwork to build out the society, build out our economy, to build out our tourism infrastructure, and to set our people up for private sector development. And this is critical. It's critical because when I walk around this island, most of our people are underemployed. Not unemployed, underemployed. Meaning doing things for which might be considered menial, for their degrees, for what they have studied, for their training, for their expertise. And more than 80% of us now desire a job with the THA, because the truth is our private sector is small, too small. But let us have a bigger cruise ship complex and see how immediately some people are going to leave the THA and find work there. Let us have a marina and see how immediately we have development of mechanics, those dealing in boat engineering, the catering services, the farmers, those providing fuel, so many other sectors, motorsport, will bring in a next group of industries connected to it. And that's how you develop a society so that people become independent of their government and the private sector can see real growth. Our biggest sector in the private sector really, outside of tourism, is in the distribution sector. In other words, our biggest sector is people buying goods and coming back to sell to you. And what we want is for you to own and develop sectors for which you're not dependent on a boat coming from Trinidad to Tobago for your business to go well. That's how we will build this economy. And so I don't want you to get distracted. For this economy to grow, we have to build out our tourism infrastructure. And I'm not here to tell you or to make some excuse why all couldn't be built out in 4 years. But practically, after you do all the necessary feasibility studies, the environmental studies, and although I'm saying that EMA and so on can't keep you back, we are responsible government who will sit down and do the necessary preparation and planning before we start executing. So that when we spend the money will result in us getting the items we actually need, and that we don't spend too long building. But we have spent 4 years preparing for all of these. We have the development pathway that takes us to 2045. And I'm saying to you, Tobago, we're ready. We're ready to start building upon the platform that we have already created these past 4 years. Part of building our economy means that we have to diversify our economy as well. And so all of those things I talk about, motorsport, marinas, cruise ship complex, port development generally, being able to trade in goods and services internationally without our goods having to go through ports in Port of Spain and elsewhere before coming to Tobago, is about how do we diversify our economy. The export license for Studley Park is so that we can collateralize that license now and invest in equipment so we can ramp up production so that you locally can get access to all the materials you need and we can get forex from exporting the materials abroad. We begged for that for over 4 years. And you know what I wonder? How come for 21 years, nobody ever thought that it was a good idea to export materials from Studley Park? They sat down for 21 years and never thought about even exporting rocks to other countries. And that's because there are no vision. There are no vision. And where there's an absence of vision, the people will perish. Well, they were doing plenty of that too. They were doing plenty of that too. We have to also ensure that as we build this economy, we have to foster public-private partnerships. In other words, we are not trying to be a government that is building every single item that we need. The government is an expert in everything. And there is a need for you private citizens to invest in your own island. Recently, we put out public tenders for some of our properties, including Mount Dillon Hill, overlooking Castara, the Lookout overlooking Speyside, Flagstaff overlooking Charlottesville, Petitrew down at Lambeau area there, a couple of our forts, and we put them out for public tender. And I'll probably get an update for you as the campaign goes along. But the idea behind that is that you will see an opportunity to set up a business in these places. We have some of the best sites around in the world. But you go to our best fort, and sometimes they can't even buy a bottle of water. There is literally nothing there but the view. And you take a few pictures, the children get tired, and it's time to go home. No little ice cream, no balloon art, no little artist there sketching something. Nothing to the attraction other than the view. And we have said, let's put it out to tender and see if Tobagonians will actually take up the opportunity and say, you know what? I will come and build a business in these areas, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a bar, whether it is something creative that will generate income for you and generate income for your community. So when we say public-private partnerships, we are saying we want you, the public, to partner with us, the Tobago House of Assembly, in ensuring that we provide certain businesses and services around the island. It does not make sense for the THA to build a beach house by every beach around the island when that could become a complete private enterprise. We just give you the land and give you access to the beach. You build it out, you manage your business, and you will be better able to maintain it than even the THA. I drive around to these beach bars, as we call them. Look at the one in Kings Bay. Look at the state of it. Look at the one in Stolly Park. And you have to ask yourself, what was the THA doing for all these years, not maintaining these properties properly? But if it was in a private hand, meaning a Tobagonian hand, you will manage it good for yourself. And you get to attract the visitors there. You earn money. Your employees are paid well. And the THA and everybody is happy. There's no need for the THA to try to build out every single item of development that is needed for the island. And so we have to encourage private investment in the island. We have to. And we also have to encourage foreign direct investment in the island. Secretary James spoke about Minister John and they going around the world and trying to engage foreign investors for Trinidad. We started that even before this central government started doing it. We have been to London and other places attracting the investments. We have proposals that are being reviewed now because we want to ensure that we protect the interests of Tobagonians even as we farm out our resources and properties for foreign investments. We don't want you to wake up one day and just hear a hotel coming and being built. We want to make sure that it's done according to law, according to process, and that the people of Tobago are consulted. But we too are on the market to attract foreign direct investment. If the island had to grow, then we can't do it by ourselves. We need every hand on deck. You have to be part of the program. You have to invest in the thing too. So if you see you have a little bit of savings, don't die and leave the money in the bank for your children to come and fight over who should get the money. Or they spend out the money on white dove and balloon for your funeral. Take some of the monies you have in the bank, Tobagonians, and invest in your own space. Build a business that can earn money and start to create intergenerational wealth so that you, your children, and your children's children can benefit for the foreseeable future. That's what is needed. That's what we want Tobagonians to do.
We respect that. We respect that.
So when we put out public spaces for tender, and we say to you, look, we have a beautiful public space here. Come and build something. Come and do something. Sit down with your family. Come up with a nice proposal and tender. And we're doing it open. We're not handpicking anybody. We're doing an open public tender process. So you can have an opportunity to own piece of real estate in Tobago and to develop business that you and your family and your community can benefit from. That's how we build out this greatest little island on the planet. We also have to enhance our export capabilities. Anything you want to export right now, Tobago, guess what you have to do? Pack it up in a box, carry it down Trinidad, and then export it. Once upon a time, people used to be able to send produce on the flights going out to London. They're telling us now we have to come through Piaco. I had some agro-processors in my office about 2 months ago. When they inquired, I said, listen, we stopped doing it from Tobago. You have to do it from Piaco, from Trinidad. We cannot grow our economy. If anything we have to export, we have to suffer an additional cost of carrying it to Trinidad and then exporting it. And if this is one country with 2 islands, then what good for Trinidad also good for Tobago. If Trinidad deserves proper ports to export, Tobago deserves that too. And finally, I want to be clear tonight. Our economic development cannot be driven. If it is, we are not being sustainable in our practices. And let me be clear. I don't want anybody to take my statement earlier and to think we don't care about the environment and we'll just mash up the environment. It's not that. I am simply saying no agency will unnecessarily stop the progress for Tobago. But we have to be sustainable in our practices and build in a way that we preserve our environment and preserve what Tobago is known for. I want to see the best roads, the best public infrastructure, the best buildings, the best hotels, anywhere in the region right here. But I also want to ensure that Tobagonians are not at the back seat of the island's development. You have to be the drivers of our development. And let me give a clear signal by what I mean by that. My administration will never support any hotel that decides that they want to have a private beach. There are no private beaches in Tobago once Farley Augustine is Chief Secretary and the TPP is in office.
You respect that. You respect that.
I have been to territories, and you will drive along the road. You know you're driving along a coastal road, but you can't even see the sea. Everywhere is building up and building up and building up and building. And then people, the public, sometimes don't even have access to the beaches that they grew up on. I am saying we can have the development along with protecting the rights and the heritage of Tobagonians. We can have both things side by side. And that's when I say we have to have sustainable development, is that we must have development and ensure that our communities continue to benefit and continue to have access to the natural resources that we all grew up on. And so we're not talking development where one day you wake up and all of a sudden you have access to the beach you grew up on. Or you can take a trek through the rainforest as you are accustomed to. We are talking about development that is needed for the island. We want the visitors, we want to drive the economy, but we also want to protect your right and your ability to have access to resources that God bless you with, that belongs to you as a Tobagonian. And so, when I look at our last 4 years, in comparison to any single 4 years prior, I am confident that if we are to get the same 21 years in office, you wouldn't make out Tobago by the time we're done. Tobago might become the Dubai of the Caribbean. Because we have wasted too many years on small things and not investing enough on the big things. And let me be clear again. We love fixing the potholes. We love building retaining walls and drains. We love ensuring you could get in and out of your house. We love ensuring that the things that give you comfort, you continue to get comfort with them. But we also want you to have an island that you can be proud of, that you could boast about. And that is why when we came into office in 10 months, me and no carnival person, but I said, Secretary Boris, run with the carnival, go right ahead. Now people could proudly say Tobago have a carnival product that is on par with and that can compete with others in the region. Similarly, the Tobago we must build out must be one that we can be proud of, that we could boast about, that we could say, I have that home too, that Tobago have a better one than that home. This is 2025. There is no reason why we should have a port where the inter-island ferry car sail and cruise ship in harbor. There's no reason why we shouldn't have a proper marina. And let me be clear, we're not trying to develop Tobago for the 1%ers to come and take it. We're developing Tobago for the people of Tobago to reap the benefits from the development.
You respect that?
And let me also be even more clear, because when we came into office, the central government through NITCO wanted to do a marina, and I said that's a 5th schedule item. You not come in Tobago and do no marina. Tobagonians will do the marina for themselves. So you're not leaving Trinidad compared to the marina. We will do the marina ourselves.
You respect that? You respect that?
And so in this election is beyond just voting for a party and a symbol. In this election, only one of the parties here is really and truly a Tobago party. It's the only party with Tobago first in the name. It's the only party founded by the people of Tobago. It's the only party on island where the constitution was approved by the people of Tobago. It's the only party where you had an active say in the color, the symbol, the look, and the name. Are your party, are your own party. And that's why we could proudly say Tobago is we. That is why we could strongly and loudly say Tobago is we. Because we know that this wasn't formed by no one man in the bedroom late at night. This wasn't formed by no group of people in Port of Spain. This wasn't given to us by no consultants from anywhere else. We sit down for ourselves and we form it for ourselves. So when we say Tobago is we are Tobago, the Tobago's People's Party. And even with our flaws, with the mistakes made, I am confident that this is by far a better political organization to drive the development, the socio-economic development of the island of Tobago, far superior to any other. And so in this election, we are asking you to vote for Tobago. We are asking you to vote for your families and your communities. We are asking you to vote for the only party brave enough to challenge any central government in ensuring that Tobago's built development is on par with the rest of the world. We are asking you to vote for 15 candidates who are excellent leaders in their own rights. And so from Orlando Kerr up in Delaford, to Dr. Bremner from Outer Bell Garden, to Miss Megan from Mount St. George, to Natisha Charles Pantin from Mason Hall South, to Whitey from Mason Hall North, to Trevor James from Scarborough Mount Grace, to Mr. Joe Field from Outer Wim, to Mr. Colonel Alexis from Outer Plymouth, to Zorisha from Bethesda, to Bounty Percy from Outer Bonacord, to Keegan Dinoon from Outer Boko, to Wayne Wasp Clark from Outer Lambo, Nigel Tate from up in Patience Hill, Mr. Darren Henry from Outer Bethel, Farley Augustine from Outer Speyside. All 15 seats shall remain with the people of Tobago. Tobago is we, and we are the Tobago's People Party. Sound the alarm. Get the ambulance ready. Some people got dropped down on election night. But we know come January the 12th, by 6 p.m. in the evening, the entire island will be painted blue again. Thank you very much. God bless you. Raise the flags high. Make as much noise as possible, because Tobago shall become the greatest little island on the planet. Thank you and God bless you.
Yes, brothers and sisters, let me thank you for the Chief Secretary, the Honorable Farley Chavez, Augustine. Brothers and sisters, all roads lead to Patience Hill, Signal Hill tomorrow, where we will go and hear from the mighty man, Nigel Tate. Remember, tomorrow we are heading to Signal Hill, Patience Hill, to hear from the mighty man, Nigel Tate. We want to thank you for your patience. We want to thank you for coming out tonight. And we pray that you reach home safely.
Oh yes, sir.
We pray for your guidance.
Of integrity, loyalty, and
And remember, on the 12th of January, you go to the polls and you vote for the TPP, the Tobago People Party.
Thank you, Tobago people.
At Patience Hill Junction, join your area
Good night,
representative, your community
see you tomorrow at Patience Hill.
Mr. Nigel
Saturday at Golden Lane.
Honorable Chief Secretary, Mr. Fali Chavez Augustine. Come hear the voices of integrity, loyalty, and unstoppable passion. Thursday, December 11th, 6 p.m. at Patience Hill Junction. The anchor holds.
I say lady anchor down, Tobago has 60,000 strong, fly those blue flags high.
Patience Hill, Signal Hill, the blue wave is coming to you. Join us Thursday, December 11th, 6 p.m. at Patience Hill Junction. Join your area representative, your community champion and mentor, Mr. Nigel Tate. Alongside him, the Honorable Chief Secretary, Mr. Fali Chavez Augustine. Come hear the voices of integrity, loyalty, and unstoppable passion. Thursday, December 11th, 6 p.m. at Patience Hill Junction. The anchor holds. Tobago People's Party, anchored in truth, rising with you.
Tobago People's Party.